Danke. Danke.
Ik ga mezelf opzetten zoeken. Ik zou je eens niet voor ik heb jongens gezegd, hè? Doubting Thomas. Simon, ik was dan. Hoe is het jongen wat zijn? Vrienden hetzelfde. Ik heb limited access to sophisticated MD equipment. Say what they will say, so you will meet exactly with me when you're toast. What's a scarce interest is that? Zodat jy weer probeer te doen, hè? Weer ry op my bereik. Daai is mos jou ster, net sodra dinge goed gaan. Ek wil seker maak alles is op die boord. Jy wil nie soms hoop celebrate. Jy weet hoe die kontek doen, jy weet nie jy vir skool, hè? Ek het so net die manier as in jou hospitaal en allerlei netjies gekop sien. Ek dink vir my ek kan nie staan en toe ek my vriend van pop op aan die gepoison word. Laat jy hoef meer rond.
Ja? Je kan later.
Hi guys. Thanks for coming. And yeah, we're gonna give it another minute or so. There's still a lot of people jumping on board. So yeah, if you can all just give me a thumb if you guys can all still see the screen. If so, please mute your mics as you come on board. I know I've set that setting, but I don't know, for some reason it just keeps allowing people to jump on with unmuted mics. So please mute your mics and cameras if possible. Thanks so much. We'll start in the next 2 minutes or so.
I can smell her on your skin. The bitter taste of
Huawei P20 Lite. You want to ask me something, guys, before we go forward? Can Huawei P20 Lite, I see your hand is raised.
Okay, there it is.
Yes.
Where's the sound now?
I can hear you. Huawei P20 Lite.
It's a bit small, but we can listen.
You want to ask me something quickly? I see your hand is raised.
So it's on, or is it okay?
It's on, I can hear you.
I think we're going to do well.
Okay. I think we can start now. I'm not sure if Walter is on the call, because he did give me that. I spoke to him yesterday, sent me a message, and he was not feeling well at all. So he said he'll try his best to be on the call, but if not, we'll just keep him in our thoughts and prayers. He's really not feeling that well at all. But okay, I think we can start quickly. So yeah, all right. Again, thanks so much for coming. I see the numbers are climbing nicely. I'm going to try and control everything while I speak. You guys can just mute everything on. I will try and mute as well. But yeah, it's going to be a bit of an issue every time for me to stop, just to mute you. So please, let's just follow some code of conduct here. And as soon as you jump onto a call, just mute yourself. Okay? All right. So tonight's theme, people, is all about what people do, or let me say this, people do the opposite of what they believe. That is what tonight's theme is all about. Okay, you say one thing and you do the complete opposite. And that's been the trend throughout the years and so forth. So I'm just going to give you a quick overview of what Forsage is all about. And then we're obviously going to just jump into the presentation as such. I just want to close all these things down here quickly. Do that. Bring up the presentation. So yeah, there we go. Okay. Now, the real thing is that Forsage is a platform that allows you to build up your Ethereum quota. And in so doing, it also allows you to make money whilst doing that, right? Now, the question really is, why is it so important that crypto is a must that we must have, right? Why is there so much emphasis on cryptocurrency? Now, we are smack bang in a digital era, right? Everything we do is online. I mean, we do online shopping, online sales, we do online marketing, there's online schooling. Everything we do is online. And people are starting to realize that manual labor is starting to become overrated. And I do understand that in some areas, I mean, it's a much needed quality. I mean, you need people to actually get up and go to a job. There's essential services and so forth. We understand all of those things. But in general, people can make as much money, if not more, by sitting at home and working online. All right. That's, again, guys, I'm just going to ask you to mute as you come on. Okay. So it's very important that you understand the importance of cryptocurrency. If you don't understand that, Forsage is not going to make sense to you. Nor is either other platform that offers cryptocurrency. It's not going to make sense to you. So you need to understand why you should have cryptocurrency in your household, right? So the bulk of your wealth can actually come from online trading or whatever it is, network marketing and so forth, right? Now, you're going to get people that don't understand crypto and maybe never even heard of Ethereum, right? They might even question. Okay, wait, just give me a second, guys. Sorry. Surrender. Is someone with his hand up? Am I saying that name right? Surendran. Is there a question? Okay, sorry for that, guys. All right. So again, people, you know, they will ask you or tell you that, listen, you know, we don't understand cryptocurrency. We've never heard of Ethereum. And more importantly, they will tell you they're not interested in crypto. Now, that for me is a suicidal statement. When you say in today's world that you are just not interested in crypto, it's suicidal. All right? Now, you may not know this. And again, you will say that, you know, you don't understand crypto, you don't want to be part of it and so forth. But you've actually been part of the crypto world for years. And you just never knew it. It was just under another banner called digitization. That's all that it was. Now think about it for a second. Right? You use your credit card, your debit card, your Visa, or whatever card you use to do purchasing. There's no physical money that is being exchanged there. It's all online. It's digital. It's been cryptonized as such. Okay? I know you get up in the morning and you go and do your work and you earn your dollars and your rands and your cents and so forth, and you bank that money. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the trading aspect, the purchasing aspect. That for the better part of our lives, we've been doing the digitalization of that. All right? We've not, very seldom do we hand over physical cash. Very seldom do we hand over physical cash. So we've long been part of the digital era. Now, what is the next step after that? The currency. That's the next step. Okay? The paper money, as we know it, the fiat currency, is such a devalued currency. Right? Nelson Mandela's face, you know, I've got a theory as to how he died. He died, in my opinion, he died because he was on a piece of paper that was worthless. It was being devalued. And he was always screaming out there, guys, you're killing me. Get me off this piece of paper. I'm sure if he was on some crypto coin right now, he'd still be around. Well, that's just my theory. But in any case, so effectively what you want to do is you want to know the importance of how to, one, obtain your crypto, all right, and how to make your crypto work for you. Now, this is just the presentation, and on Thursdays we normally do the training and so forth, right? And we will show you words and phrases of how to bring people into the system. But tonight, it's all about completing the circle. Now, half the circle has been done, and by what I mean by that is, you know what, you've done all the swiping of the cards and so forth, the transactions and so forth. That's the one half of the circle. The other half is the fiat currency, okay, that you need to obtain, okay? So, for years, we've been doing most of our transactions. We've been paying someone, transferring money, setting up beneficiaries. And these are all things, people, you must understand. The banks was doing this for us. You used to go into a bank and say, listen, I need to pay X, Y, and Z. And they will do that for you. Now the onus is on us to do it. The onus is also now on us, okay, for us to generate our own income. And Forsage is perfectly placed to allow us the opportunity to do so. Now, when they talk about 100% decentralization, as you can see on the screen here, what does that basically mean? And this is very important, people, because in today's world, a lot of people are going to come to you and start offering you opportunities of making a quick buck and so forth. And because of the dire situations that we find ourselves in, we have, you know what, we are blinded by the debt that we are in. And we jump into anything and everything. So there are a few things that will raise alarm bells and that will make you say, okay, well, this is what I need to get involved in, and this is what I have to stay away from. Okay, and one of the things that I can tell you now is when you talk about decentralization, it means that look out for something that is on a blockchain. On a blockchain, what that basically means, it's a digital account. It means the system cannot get hacked. It cannot be manipulated. Okay. More importantly, it is transparent. That's the most important thing. You need to see what's going on. Who's who in the zoo, where your monies are going to, and so forth. Who's being paid and who's paying you. The other thing that you need to understand and look out for is that it has to be on a smart contract. Now, once a contract is in place, people, there's nothing that can be done. There is absolutely nothing, it cannot be hacked. It cannot be altered in any other way. It cannot be manipulated by the people that have put this whole Forsage thing together, the admin people as such. That cannot happen. It's like a robot, for example. You're driving down the street, there's a robot. You won't find the municipality people sitting there by that robot, changing it from red to green and to amber. It's a robot. It's been pre-programmed. So when you go and Google Forsage and you start looking at, but there's no admin, who do we start talking to when this thing goes south? there is no need for admin because there's artificial intelligence in place. Right? So that is the importance of decentralization. When you see that there is a smart contract in place and it's on a blockchain and so forth, you are good to go. Your money is safe. Right? And there's another most important factor that I will share with you a little bit later on as to which platforms you need to be involved in. Now, the way Forsage works is that it offers you two platforms, an X4 platform and an X3 platform. Everybody wants to be in the X4 platform. Why? Because this is the investors platform. This is where you just put in your money, you get in as many slots as possible, right? And you chill and you wait for spillover. Now, the way you get into X4 is you can either buy your way into X4 or you work your way into X4. For people that don't have the cash, that can't come in 2.5, 3, 4,000 Rand strong or 10,000 Rand strong, if they don't have that kind of money, then you use this opportunity, the X3 platform. And I see today's price on coming on board was probably around 350 Rand, around about $20. Okay, it fluctuates all the time. But like I said, today's price was around about 350. Here you come in and you work your way into X4. How do you do that? By simply introducing people to this business, not recruiting. You don't recruit. You just introduce this to the person next door to you, all right? Or someone that you know that is in financial need or whatever you want to call it. So by bringing in people into the platform, more especially bringing them in at the same level that you are in, that's how you get your money back instantaneously. And there's one thing that you have to remember about Forsage, and this is what I alluded to earlier on. The monies are not paid into Forsage. You need to set up wallets, soft wallets, wallets that hold your crypto. And in this case, if you're going to operate off your Android phone, it's a trust wallet. Okay, Token Pocket is another wallet that you use for your iPhone, and the MetaMask is a wallet that you use when you register on a laptop. So your monies are in your wallets. This Forsage is just a screenshot of your life when you are in Forsage. It is a statement of what you've achieved from the time you've started to the time you leave, if you ever leave. And it's a lifetime thing. It is unlimited reinvestments. There is no expiration date. So as I'll show you in the next couple of slides, where you need to be, where you would want to be, and it's an investment for life. You get recurring income or Ethereum over and over and over. All right? So this is how it works. X3 is the platform you use to get into X4, and I'll show you how that works. So again, these are the two platforms in full view. There are 12 levels in each platform. Each one of them carries a Ethereum value, i.e. a dollar value. Right? So let me just mute this quickly again. Sorry, guys. So each one carries a Ethereum value, each one carries a dollar value. And your aim is to come in as high as possible in the X4 platform. Now, I always try and make this, reference to a pond, okay? And consider this 12 levels to be your net. If your net is only 2 meters wide or 3 meters wide, and this is a 12-meter pond, you are going to miss out on all the spillover from other people, whether they are in the system or whether they are still coming into the system. And when I say that, what does that mean? It means that it dispels the theory that this is a pyramid scheme, which in the general term, there's nothing wrong with pyramids. Absolutely nothing wrong with a pyramid scheme. If I had a problem with a pyramid scheme right now, I'd be grudging every person that's got a 9-to-5 job. Because they are in pyramid schemes. They work for a boss. You will never earn more than your boss. And there's nothing wrong with that. Here, there are no bosses. This is your own business. It's your own investment. All right? It's not reliant on people that is just coming in after you. People that just joined a week ago are earning substantial amount of Ethereum, which equates to serious dollars. So, you know what? If people talk to you about the pyramid, the first thing you need to ask them is, give me your understanding of what you think a pyramid scheme is. And 9 out of 10, you know what? It's totally different from what the reality is. So again, this is where you want to come in. You want to come in as as wide as possible to catch all those fish. I will show you another clip slide later on that reflects the amount of people that are in each of these levels and why some people are in this thing for a couple of weeks and earning some serious Ethereum, and why people are in it for a little while and a little bit slower. There's reasons for all of that. Okay, so it's nothing that is left to chance here, and you know the fact that we can't understand what's happening. So to move on, the registration. Registration is quite simple, people. It requires 0.05 Ethereum that you need to fund one of those 3 wallets that I've mentioned. So that when you register with Forsage, it immediately draws the 0.05 from your Trust, MetaMask, or Token Pocket. And it will purchase the first level in X3 and the first level in X4 automatically. All right? That is automatic. The next levels, these levels here, okay, you decide if you want to purchase in X4 or you decide if you want to purchase in X3. Guys, I see there's some chats. I'm just going to ignore that for a second and just continue, and we'll talk about it later. Okay, so what you want to do is when you fund your wallets, always make sure that it's never just this amount of Ethereum, 0.05. Because to move your Ethereum from your Trust wallet, MetaMask, or Token Pocket to Forsage, there is a gas fee. There is a charge. So always make sure that you have extra Ethereum for that. For example, it might cost you $15 to register with Forsage, but your gas fee, your network charge, or whatever other charges they want to do, your transferring charges to Forsage could be extra $5, which could equate to another 0.02 Ethereum. So I always work on round about 0.07 Ethereum. It is enough to set you up on these two. This is non-negotiable. When I say that, I mean you can have 1,000 rands worth of Ethereum in your wallets. The system, when you register, will only take between $16 to $20. And 1,000 rand is something like what, $57, $60 right now? So it will only take that to register you. The balance of your monies, you make a decision and you will purchase the slots that you can afford at the time. So don't break the bank. If you have X amount of money that you can spend, then that's what you need to basically put in. All right. So don't kill yourself. Now, on the X3, and this is how it works. When you purchase your first level and you bring in 3 people, the first 2 people will pay you directly. Each one will pay you 0.025 Ethereum, which means these 2 people will at the end of the day give you 0.05 Ethereum, but not in Forsage, in your wallet. All right, that's very important to remember. Any platform that you get involved in, people, if you know that you have to put money on the table and the money is within that platform, it's a risk. Because if that platform crashes, if anything goes down, if the web designers decide to pull the site down, all right, then that's a problem. You can lose your money. So always make sure that when you look at the platform, your money is not active in that platform. Okay. Can I just get to Margaret Kumala, please? Margaret, you're raising your hand. Yes.
Hi. No, I was just raising my hand to say I'm also listening to the conversation that's happening.
Okay. Can I lower your hand? Okay. Cool. Thank you. All right, guys. So basically, when you talk about your X3, your first level, and you bring in your 3 people, the first 2 people will pay you. Now, what that basically means is whatever money you put on the table, if you put in a 350 rand, and the 3 people that you brought in, they bring in 350 rand each, you get your money back immediately. Why? Because, as I told you, if the first 2 people here give you back 0.05, that is enough Ethereum to purchase. Not only did you get your money back, but now you can utilize that Ethereum to purchase your X4 slot. You see how X3 works? It is a platform that allows you to work your way into X4. Now, you're probably asking, why is the emphasis so much on X4? Because, my friends, these are your mini ATMs, your mini little bank accounts. the more levels you have here, the more opportunity you open yourself up to for spillover, free money. On your X3, whoever you bring in, you know the commission is only once off here. So if you bring in 3 people and they don't bring anybody else, and you decide to level up to say level 3 on X3, well then that's it. You are not going to earn anywhere else unless you or the 3 people that you brought in decide to bring in people. But that same 3 people, if you utilize their commission and you level up 1 or 2 on X4, here you're opening yourself up to spillover, free money, which you can utilize to then continue. Okay, so that is why I'm putting so much emphasis on the X4, because it's the free money, right? And some people can afford to come in deep, some people can't. And that's why you use the X3. Now, the 3rd person that you bring in will not pay you, okay, on X3. I say this again, the 3rd person that you bring in will not pay you on X3. He will pay your sponsor. But at the end of the day, you will receive payment from all 3 of these people. Why and how? Let me just go back one slide again. Simple. You bring in 2 people there, they pay you. The 3rd person, as I told you, will not pay you, but he will fall in your X4 block. Okay? And this is your payment line. Now, to bring that into perspective, we go to the X4. On X4, you have 2 rows. You will see on X3, you have 1 row. Remember, the 3rd person doesn't pay you, pays the person above, okay? But on your X4, you have 2 rows. Your first 2 rows is your non-payment line. And you'll find these 2 rows under each and every level. You see here? Under each and every level, you will find 2 rows. But your first row is a non-payment line. Now, if you want to make money, and if you want to get your money back immediately, then minimum people is 3. Now, why do I say 3? Because when you sign up your first 2 people, remember here in X3, they pay you. They've already paid you. But where do they fall in your X4? They fall in your non-payments line. Those first 2 people that paid you in X3 will fall in a non-payment line in your X4. But your 3rd person that didn't pay you here, he will pay you here. He will fall in your payment line because your non-payment line is full. Okay? Now, this here depends on spillover, depends on whoever you brought in. They would have brought people in, but eventually this will fill up. And your 6th person, okay, will also not pay you. The 6th person will go into the matrix, meaning it will go into the system of 300,000 people. Okay, we're going to the system of about 350,000 people, and anyone will get this person's Ethereum. Anyone in those 350,000, but more so, it's designed. The matrix looks out and caters for the person's affiliates and their leg, their strong leg. So in other words, if you come in here, whoever this person signs up, he comes in with these 3 people, and these people find their people. This is a leg on its own. This will be a leg on its own, and this will be a leg on its own. So when this person cycles out everybody here, right? What do I mean by that? I mean that he clears this spaces up for more people to fall. This person here will fall into the matrix, and you can fall into anybody's leg. This guy's leg, or this guy's leg. Anybody's leg, all right? So this is how your X4 works. So if you see that you're in it for a month, and you phone me and say, Brandon, you know what? I haven't received a single payment, nothing. When I look into your account and I see, but there's people here, it means the matrix has recognized you. It's coming. This is a lifetime project. It's a lifetime investment. So don't rush it. But if you want to rush it, there's ways of rushing it. There's ways of manipulating the system that will benefit you. Okay, and I will show you that a little bit later. Okay. Guys, okay, there's 60 people on the call. So going forward, whenever you jump on a Zoom call, doesn't matter if it's this one or anybody else's, please make sure your mics are muted. All right. Now, The reinvestment here, as I told you, the person that falls in the 3rd spot or in your X4, the person that falls in the 6th spot, clears out the boxes, it clears out the spaces, it allows for other people to fall in. Now, the theme, like I said tonight, was that, you know, people do exactly the opposite of what they believe. And I'm hopping on the fact that, you know what, you don't need to bring anybody into the system. And you really don't. But why wouldn't you? Okay? Why wouldn't you share this opportunity? This is an opportunity if you know there are people that are financially struggling, and this is such a simple program to follow. Why would you not want to share this opportunity? Why would you just want to benefit yourself? Okay? You're not having to work this thing. All you have to do is say, guys, listen here, I've seen this fantastic opportunity. You need to jump on a Zoom call, give this person a listen, and then give me your thoughts thereafter. Okay. Going back to what this exclamation marks means here. What this basically means is that you've come up to level 8. The person that you brought in behind you, and let's just say you brought in 3 people. One of those 3 people decide to level up to level 9 without letting you know. What that means is now they've jumped you. But because you were not at level 9, you've missed that on the commission. And the system, Forsage, is basically just highlighting the fact that, listen, guy, you need to keep tabs on the people below you. Okay? Because someone has just passed you. Someone has just passed you. And you've missed that on that commission. And so therefore, you would want to, as quick as possible, level up to level 9. Now, you've already missed this person's commission, but there's no need to miss these 2 people's commissions. But if you are feeling comfortable at level 8, okay, which I will tell you later on what is the earnings at level 8, 9, and so forth. But if you are feeling comfortable and you allow the next person to pass you, and this year cycles out, and it cycles out twice. In other words, this 3 spaces clears out twice. What that then basically means is that the system will cut you off from level 8 in terms of earning potential. You will not earn here anymore. And it's serious money, people. It is absolutely serious money that you'll be throwing away. And until you level up, will the system then open it up for you again, for you to earn here, and then of course to earn on level 9. Okay? So that is basically the importance of when you see this exclamation mark. Do not take it for granted. Do not ignore it. The other thing I want to tell you about Forsage is that this is not a passive income. It is sporadic. Please don't think that if you made 1,000 Rand today, you can make 1,000 Rand tomorrow. It may or may not happen. The system will pay you when it pays you. This is a working platform, people. There are other platforms out there that are called trading platforms. You put your money in and you sit and you do absolutely nothing. Those are trading platforms. But this is a working platform. If you want to make this thing work for you, if you want to earn that revenue, if you want to earn that Ethereum, more especially if you want to get the free Ethereum, then you have to work this thing. Now, don't say you are not that person that I'm not a networker. You know, I'm not interested in talking to people and so forth. You are that networker. Don't believe that for 1 second. You are. Because let's just say you, this person that is looking at all of this, listening to me right now, the walls are up and you turn around and you say, you know what? Not for me. I don't care what Brandon says, this is a pyramid and it's risky. I really don't believe in it. You then jump onto Google and you go on Google and some blogger reiterates what you've just thought. And you say, well, there you go. See, I was right. Here's you as the network marketer. 10 people of family or friends come to you. And they say, you know what, I've just been on a Zoom the other night and I've seen this thing about Forsage. And you stop them in their tracks. And you said, you know what, guys, that is an absolute no-no. Do not, in fact, there's a blogger, go and check him out. Not only did you not refer 10 people, you never got paid for it. You referred 10 people to a blog and you did it with ease. And here's the other part. 7 of those 10 people come back and they say, you know what, I think you're right. I'm not going to get involved in this thing. That's how good you are. You've just convinced 7 people not to join something. So don't tell me you are not that networker. You are that networker. Here we're only asking for you to do some serious damage, right? In terms of earning Ethereum and earning dollars. Bring 3 people in. Work with that 3 people. So don't say you cannot do that. Because you can. It's quite easily for you to turn away 7 people through your networking pros. You send that people to. Sorry, you send those people to a blogger who has never been involved in Forsage. In fact, bloggers don't even involve themselves in anything. They just read up on material. and they tell the world what they want to hear. And this world is made up 90% of negativity. People are scared because of the unknown. Why do you think you have a job? You don't have a job because you want to pay your rent, your bond, you want to pay your car, you want to pay school fees. That's not why you have it, because there are other ways of making money to cover all those things. You have a job because you know what's happening at the end of the month. You are getting paid. It's not an unknown to you. So that's why you go and do it day in and day out. Month end, you get paid. When you work 30 years and you've retired and you take your pension and whatever, and it's, let's just say it equates to 100,000 Rand. You put it in some hedge fund because someone told you this is the way to go. And in 5 years' time, you're going to get 20,000 Rand. 20,000 Rand on 100,000 Rand in 5 years. I'd shoot myself. But you do it. Why? Because it's no longer an unknown to you. Okay? You know what you're going to get, even irrespective if that money can't even buy you anything at the time. But because you know of the outcome. Now in Forsage, we know of the outcome. 2 months ago, crypto, Bitcoin to be more specific, halved its value, which means it's on the increase for this year. And it's going to drag Ethereum up with it. Ethereum is worth what? $250 now? 2 months ago, it was $200. 2 years ago, Ethereum was what? $1,700. So now is the time to buy your Ethereum, to get your free Ethereum. Because it's on an upward trend. We know the outcome. And with me telling you this, it should make you feel more comfortable to say, okay, well, at least now I know the outcome. Next year, you know what? It's a bit risky. Because then you have to play the markets. It's volatile. It will go up and down and so forth. Now we can at least, if it fluctuates, it's always fluctuating in an upward trajectory. All right? So we know the outcome of what's going to happen. Okay, so the overflows and overtaking. As I mentioned earlier, why this is not a pyramid scheme in the true sense of the word, okay, is that you get spillover from people that have come in below you. As you can see here, the dark color will tell you this is spillover from the bottom. You get spillover in this lighter shade here from people that is already in the system. And again, I'm telling you, there are 350,000 people in the system. So, you know what? It's not like you've joined something and you're hoping 350,000 people are going to join afterwards so that you can get something out of it. You're already in a phenomenal platform where there's so much people there that can benefit you. And people, we are hitting new highs. 9,000 people a day is joining Forsage. This cannot be such a bad platform if 9,000 people are joining a day. I'm in many other platforms, and in one of the platforms that I'm in, they are going absolutely gaga because over a year and a half, they're now hitting 100,000. And they're ecstatic about that. Forsage is only around since February, just about 6 months old, and we're already on 350,000. That is phenomenal. It's crazy the amount of people that are joining every single day. Okay. This page here, I'm going to show you an easier slide to read. Okay, so we'll just skip this one. This is the earning potentials. Now, the recommended start option, as I've mentioned before, you want to come in as high as possible. All right. But if you cannot, then you work your way in. Now, again, I want to bring you back to what people say and do the complete opposite. People will tell you that they don't know about all this digitization and the cryptos and all these things. And you know, they're just not interested. But how is it possible that you are on the Zoom call? You are on the Zoom call because you bought data. Guys, can you please not write on the screen? You're on the Zoom call because you bought data. All right? People will tell you, listen, I can see my rands and cents in my wallet. I can see my dollars in my pocket. It's real. I can touch it. I can smell it. I can taste it. This crypto thing, I can't see it. I can't see a Ethereum coin. I can't see a Bitcoin. I want to see it. Guys, can you please stop writing on the screen? Okay. So what I'm saying to you is when people tell you that, and just mention to them, listen, how is it that you have bought data? You've never seen data in your life. You've never seen airtime when you need to buy it. You live by those things. You live by bandwidth. So all of these things you purchase, all right, and you utilize on a day-to-day basis, and you've never seen it. So why is cryptocurrency all that different? Again, you want to come in as high as possible, and if not, work your way in as quick as possible to get to the levels that you want to be. All right. So let me just show you the one screen that we skipped. And this is the earning potential, right? You can see on each level, there are 12 levels here. On each level, there's a dollar value attached to it. And remember, you are paid on X3 on 2 levels. And if you can remember I told you on X4, the first 2 lines, you don't get paid. The bottom 4 spaces in your second line, you only get paid from 3. So imagine this is your X4. And imagine on level 1, you get 3 people landing in your payment line. That's $15. 3 people landing in your level 2. That's $30. Here's your level 8. $640. That's 15,000 Rand. And remember that exclamation mark that I showed you? If you allow 2 cycles to pass you, the system cuts you off from earning potential. 15,000 Rand per person, you are losing out. And that's what? 3 spaces that you can earn from. That's 45K that you will lose out for the rest of your life. Until you level up, you will start earning this money again. And look at the earning potential here. It is crazy money. And you cannot believe how quick you can get to level 8. Just from coming in maybe 4 or 5 levels in on X4. You cannot believe how quick you can get to this. I bought this level 8, cost me 15,000 Rand. I never had the 15,000 Rand, but I came in with 2,500 Rand. And I've worked my way up. I've got spillover. I got commission. I bought 1 block, then the next, and so forth. Then I bought this block here. Right? I'm 2 blocks away from 12. If I have to step out of my body and look back at what I've done, I can't believe that I've managed. Look here. Let me put it to you like this. Forsage, think of it as a game. The money that you earn in Forsage is a game. All right? Until you spend the money, it's real. But here's the difference between this game and the reality. And I want to show you this now in a second. I'm involved in another business. And in this business, for about a good couple of months, we are trying to raise some money. Not even a lot. Maybe 200,000 Rand, 250,000 Rand. There's 1 or 2 people on this call that is actually going to help me now to do that. Okay? It took me less than 6 weeks to earn nearly 150K in this game. Of course, I utilized the money and I bought other slots. But almost a year, we're trying to raise, in the real world, we're trying to raise 250,000 Rand. So now what I've done is, I've decided, okay, I'm going to work. Because for me, to earn money here and to earn money here is enough to carry on with what I want to do in my outside business. And this is the easiest way for me to find funds. And I know it's easy. Why? Because I've tried whatever's in the real world. I've asked people, we've got a brilliant plan, foolproof, but still no one is biting. That's what you find in the real world. Here we are now dependent on ourselves. We look after ourselves. We earn, and I've got to this point by simply sharing the opportunity. Now, again, you will see, I've brought in 15 people. I've shared this opportunity with 15 people. I've made $6,978. All right? It's a lot of money for me. But here's the thing, on X3, by bringing in those people, I've earned $1,246. But on X4, I've made over 5,700. So what does that tell you? It tells you I've made more money doing absolutely nothing. I've just positioned myself. That's all I've done. Okay? And if you position yourself, you will get spillover from top and bottom. And it's a lifetime thing. So I'm not too phased if it's going to take me a month or 2 months if I don't see anything. I've been stuck on this number now, exactly in this position for the past week and a half. But that's okay. I got my whole life ahead of me. Tomorrow, if someone falls here, happiness. Okay? Happiness. So you don't rush this thing. This is not a race, people. It is a marathon. And I can show you many other examples. And it's not about getting 15 people or 100 people or anything like that. I will show you an account where someone has just brought in 1 person. Okay? Let me just get that number for you. Just 1 person he brought in. Have a look at this. You saw my account was on 6,000. He's on 4,200. He's brought in 1 person. So it's all about bringing in the right person. This guy here brought in his wife. She networked. And I looked at her account. She only brought in 7 people. And she's already almost on $2,000. Okay? So it is not about the amount of people. You can, if you bring in 3 people and you duplicate what you do and make them duplicate what you've done, you can become very, very wealthy and in a very short space of time. And it's just by sharing the opportunity. And again, like on Thursday, we will teach you ways of approaching people, things of what to say and what not to say to bring them to a Zoom call. Let us do all the work for you. You don't have to go and mention Forsage. You don't even have to go out and mention cryptocurrency for that matter. Just tell them that this is an opportunity that you are looking at and I need your input on it. And bring them to the Zoom call. Here we will explain. We will do all the Q&As and we'll answer them for you. Okay. Now, one last slide, and then I'll want to show you something. Then we'll take some questions. But these are, I've typed it out. Okay. These are the different levels, okay, that there are people. This is obviously your first level on top here. All right. First level on top. I get nervous when I see people's hands up because I don't know if they can't, what's the name, see the screens. I just want to make sure. Please mute your mic. Okay, great. So this is level 1 in your X3 and X4. And remember, I said everybody has to go through that level. So there's 324,000 people. It halves in your next level. It halves even further in your next level. So what I'm trying to tell you is the further away you go from your level 1, the less people there are, right? The quicker you will get spill over. But here's the beauty. Imagine you in this level, 982. All of these people must come here. They have to filter down here, and you are already here. Okay? To put that into perspective, I'm just going to share this other screen again with you. I am already here, or this person is already here. There's 981 people, but there's 300,000 people here, and they're all coming from one level to the next. They're all coming, and if you are here, already positioned, waiting for them, albeit a month, 3 months, whatever, you are here. You are going to catch that spill over. That's why it's important to position yourselves as quick as possible. Guys, I'm not sure if everything I said is understandable, but if you have any questions at this point in time, can you raise your hands and let me know? Is there any questions that you want me to answer? Brad, you can unmute yourself, my friend.
Brandon, how's it going, man? Firstly, thank you very, very much for your time and going through this presentation with us. It's been very, very valuable.
Thank you.
I've recently invested in Forsage and obviously growing by strategies, and very excited about how this is going to grow. I just want to sort of ask a question around a few things. Let's just say, for example, now, okay, you've got your sort of top 10 positions in X3 and top 10 in X4, for example. Now, I've introduced or brought 3 people on with me to invest in it. And I've obviously made some money back from the investments, and now I'm sort of waiting to continue. But now on X4 sort of level 6 now, even though, let's just say I stay completely stagnant with the 3 people I've brought on underneath me.
Mm-hmm.
There obviously is still now potential for the spillover and from the rest of the matrix, essentially the rest of investors,
Absolutely.
to start filling up and blocking those and cycling those empty positions underneath me still to gain an input or income on that?
Absolutely.
Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. That is the thing. Like I said, consider your levels as a net, and the wider you are, and again, I showed you the previous screen, you saw that there's 325,000 people sitting at level 1. Eventually, they will be coming to level 6. Eventually. And the matrix, how the matrix works is as such. It filters through the system, looking for blank spots. But more so, it recognizes movement. So people that have come in, that have signed up absolutely nobody, and they want that investment. Let's just say they come in at level 8, and they've brought in absolutely nobody. Spillover will happen, but it will happen when it happens. But you can effect your own spillover by doing what you've just done. And that 3 people, I promise you, the matrix, look, when the matrix decides, it's this person's leg. Now, sometimes they are, and I've seen some accounts where people came in 2 weeks ago, and they're already sitting on $70,000. Okay. Now, they came in heavy. They came in heavy. They came in 10 levels deep, maybe 11, and they brought some people in that also 1 or 2. They brought in some, this one guy brought in 3 people. 5, 6 levels deep and so forth. So they've made some serious money, and the spillover they're getting is phenomenal. Now, other people come in and nothing happens. The only difference there is that, you know what, in this person that's been doing phenomenally well, he's probably in an active leg where the matrix is obviously operating in. But soon the matrix switches over to the next leg or the next line of people. And if the matrix does that, and if you are not positioned, you're going to miss out. But everybody gets a chance. Everybody gets a chance.
And that being said, so obviously, I mean, you know, if you put the effort in, and you, let's just say you bring in as many people as you can, you bring in 30 people underneath you in the long term, and you fill up 12 X3s, 12 X4s, all right? You position yourself in the perfect place you can really be.
Yeah.
What is your risk in the sense that all of a sudden the matrix works on that particular line, starts to pay you out a maximum on all your slots, and it leaves that particular leg, for example, as you're explaining? You know, what's the chance that it's going to come back again and start paying you out? I mean, are you ever in a position where you can try and secure the sort of frequency of your payments?
Yes, absolutely.
Or is it just basically a shot in the dark where you got to wait, hopefully, for it to come around again?
Yeah, no, look, there's obviously going to be a reoccurrence of it, all right? But in terms of using the word frequency, I wouldn't use that word loosely in Forsage. Okay. And that's why I say, you know what, this is not a passive income, this is a sporadic income. But trust me, look, if you bring in 30 people and someone brings in 5 people, 10 to 1, the person that has brought that 5 people in and works with that 5 people can make more money than you that brought in 30 people. It depends just how your 30 people work. I personally, look, the 15 people that I brought in are networkers. I know a lot more people, but these are networkers. Now, if I wasn't a networker myself, I would bring in 3 people. Out of the 15 people, I would give the 3 people that I brought in 1 or 2 of the 15 and help them go down in the deeper. And I would have probably been on triple the amount of money that I've made now. But again, this is a lifetime thing. So I'm fine waiting it out. And I walk the walk with the people. You know, there's some people that's in Forsage that's running away from their affiliates. They're absolutely running away. You know, and when I say that, I mean they're bringing in some serious money, making 30, 40,000, they themselves, and then their affiliates are making 2, 3 grand. I don't do that. Right? I walk the path with everybody, and I show them this is the worst case scenario. And if the worst case scenario is looking like $6,000 or $4,000 at this point in time, how bad can that be? You know what I mean?
Sure, good, Brandon. Thanks so much for your answers. I really appreciate it. And again, thank you for the presentation.
No problem, sir. No problem. Anybody else that would like to ask a question? Anybody, guys? One more time. Okay. So, yeah. Okay, if there's no more questions, then I'm going to end the call soon. And yeah, whoever brought you to the call, please get in touch with that person. Okay. They are obviously connected to the group chats. We've got links. The people that have brought you in, if you're new to this, they will have access to those links. They will send you the links that will get you involved in the groups as such, and that's where we share all the information. And when we next put out our Zoom calls, you want to stay tapped in, and you know what, realize that crypto is definitely, I wouldn't want to say it's the answer, but you know what, if you don't have crypto in today's world, you're shooting yourself in the foot. And you know what, can I say something? That there are countries that have legislated that salaries be paid in the form of cryptocurrency. South Africa themselves are starting their own crypto. Now, I wouldn't necessarily want to buy a South African crypto coin, but it is the thinking behind it that scares me. It tells me that they are on that path, you know what I mean? And that's where their minds are at. Because banks, the banking systems are closing down here. and they're being replaced. Everything is becoming digital. There's a lot more that you are doing that banks used to do for you. Everything is, the onus is all on us, and everything is going to be kryptonized. So you don't want to go out there and take your rands and cents and start wanting to buy things, and people tell you, sorry, we don't accept your rands and cents. You need to, you know what? You need to go out and get crypto, and then you're going to go out and get and pay $10,000 for a percentage of a coin or for a coin. Yeah. So please, it is important to understand that now is the time that you can acquire as much free Ethereum as possible, simply by working the system, simply by sharing this platform, and get yourself positioned. Like you are positioning yourself in Forsage, you position yourself in life. So when the day comes, okay, let us not be the hindsighted people. Let us have foresight, people, because there's nothing that's going to catch you by surprise. Absolutely nothing. All right. So, okay, I've seen there was a hand raised. I can't seem to see it. Let me just see if they're raising it in the chat here. Let me just see it. Sorry. Galaxy A30.
Hello. Thank you for your presentation very much. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir.
Like you rightly said some time ago, Ethereum was worth $1,000 and something dollars.
Yeah.
But now, maybe peradventure before the year runs to an end, if the Ethereum appreciates,
Yeah.
will it not affect registration in Forsage?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's going to become more and more expensive to come on board. You must understand something. And this is a very good question that you're asking. There's two ways of losing money in crypto. All right? And you will find people that says, I've lost money. And there's two ways of doing it. And subsequently, there's two ways of making money as well, on the flip side of it. But this is how you lose money in crypto. If you purchase crypto, okay, and if you purchase crypto and the value of the crypto depreciates, you still have the amount of crypto. And as long as you stay in the system, you're fine. You just need for it to make it U-turn and to appreciate, and then obviously you've made money. Okay? At the same time, if you get involved in a platform and the monies are paid in that platform and the platform shuts down, you've lost your money. So those are the two ways that you can lose. Now, in this case, as I told you, no money is exchanged within Forsage. It's on the outside. It's within your trust wallets. So Forsage can shut down. Okay, it can show here, hey, I've made $4,200. This person will never lose this money. Why? Because this money is not sitting here. This is a screenshot of his life in Forsage. This is a statement. It shows from the day he started till now, this is what he's earned. But this money is actually sitting in his trust wallet. So Forsage can do what they want. The internet can crash, no problem. Okay. If Forsage disappears, then your money is safe. But at the same token, 2 months ago, whatever you came in, if you came in with 1,200 Rand, you could actually quite go up to, say, level 5. Today, you'll be lucky if you can get these 3 levels, because the value of Ethereum is going up. So you want to get in, and that's what we're saying. There is a rush because we know what's happening at the end. The coin is going up. Next year, yes, it's going to be a bit of a juggle, but now we know for sure the coin is going up. So you don't want to think about this thing. It's inevitable. It will catch you. Okay, and don't make it a grudge purchase at the end of the year and say, I should have and I could have. How many people's on Facebook? Everybody. But how many of those people are actually owning shares in Facebook? We call all the could haves, should have. You know what I mean? But you don't want to get caught out like that. Dale, my friend, you can unmute yourself.
It's all right. I think by this question, I believe the technical team of Forsage should put this into consideration by, I think, to review downward in case Ethereum goes up, so that it can still accommodate people, because this is meant for the common man, for self-empowerment and the stuff. What do you think about that?
Well, the difficulty about, you must understand how cryptocurrency is not backed by anything. It's not backed by gold or any precious metals or anything like that. Okay, and neither is fiat currency. Okay, but what gives cryptocurrency its value is supply and demand. So the more people that is going to demand Ethereum to come on board in Forsage, and like I'm saying, there's 9,000 people plus joining worldwide a day. You can imagine the demand on Ethereum. How do you keep that value down? It's not going to be in the interest for people that had the foresight that bought Ethereum, because that's why they did it. They bought it knowing that the price is going up. Now, for other people that is taking their time, thinking about it, not interested, you're holding the price down. I mean, you say this now, but if you were sitting with 50 Ethereum and the price is being pegged because it's waiting on other people to make up their mind, I don't think you're going to be a happy person. You know what I mean? Okay, hope that answers your question. Dale.
Yeah, thanks, Brandon. Sorry, I just joined a little bit late. I was busy, but thanks for the presentation. The question I have is just around, so if we get all our spots filled up, right, all our 12 spots,
yeah,
does that just mean that we start cycling and we start getting spillovers from that?
Yeah. You're asking the question?
So if you bring in more people.
Sorry, you're asking the question,
so
if you get all your spots, you start cycling.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to come in and own all 12 spots before you start seeing revenue. And again, you must understand how Forsage works is that you will get spillover from level 1 right up to level 12. Whether you own 1 level or whether you own 4 levels, 6, or whatever, you will get spillover. Okay, and I'm talking about now if you're not bringing anybody in. All right. The difference is though that on level 1 there are 325,000 people. So your odds of getting a spillover here is 325 to 1. Whereas your odds on level 6 is a lot better. But how you can manipulate, and that's what I used the word earlier on, you can manipulate the system, is that if you start sharing this opportunity and you bring in 3 people, just 3 people, the first 2 people will give you your immediate spillover. The third person will pay you. And if you've come in at level 4 or level 5 or level 6, and you manage to bring in 3 people that does exactly the same as what you've done, immediately you've got your money back. But then, on all of these levels, let's just say you bring in 3 people all on level 6 because you know you could and they could financially. All your non-payment lines will be filled up by your first 2 people, and your third person would have paid you $5 there, $10 there, 20, 40, 80, and $160. And you add all of that up. So you've now just created your own spillover, okay? But you don't necessarily have to get involved in all 12 to start realizing spillover or whatever. You can see that from an early stage in the game. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you. I just needed that so I can explain to those that are coming in. But,
okay,
yeah,
no problem. All right, my friend, go ahead. Yeah, you can unmute yourself, my buddy.
Hey, what's up, bro? How's it going?
Well in yourself, man.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Thanks for joining.
Okay, right on. Yeah, man, of course, man. It's my pleasure, man. Fantastic job, as always, man. I wanted to speak to, well, the point that the Galaxy A30, had made about the fact of, Forsage controlling or somehow stabilizing the registration cost.
Yeah.
And again, just to make the point that, people have to understand that, this has fluctuated to the point that, I mean, we saw Ethereum down to like $120 something, like around, when we kind of had that drop in April, I'm sorry, in March, right? When things kind of went, over the top, and, the price dropped down to where people were essentially paying less than $5 to get into the program. So, I would say that, of course, it's going to throw off the mechanics of the system, even if they were able to do that, because again, the price that people pay, it has to be set. So the program is for, the common man, right? I think was the term that he used. And again, it doesn't play favorites. You have to understand that the system is very, evenly designed in a way that, it doesn't play favorites. It plays take action and don't sit on the sidelines forever twiddling your thumbs is how it works. So, of course, like you said, when the price goes up, then yeah, we're all going to be much happier to have gotten in when we did,
Yeah.
as opposed to waiting until, you know, what's called FOMO, when everyone wants to get in after the price of Ethereum has gone up to $600 per Ethereum.
Yeah.
Then we're kind of at a, you know, at a position where it's like, wow, it's going to cost me $40, $50 just to register. So, you know, want to, you know, make sure or speak to that point to make sure that you do take action. Don't kick the tires for too long.
Yeah, absolutely. No, thanks for that, my bud. Valuable input, as always. As always. I don't know. I saw Clifford. His mic was unmuted. I'm not sure. He didn't raise his hand, but I don't know. Sure. Clifford, if you want to say something, your mic is, you can unmute yourself, my bud.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just listening, buddy. I'm just listening. I was busy with the prospect now at the while you were doing your session, so I'm chilled.
Okay,
Thanks for
no worries. Guys, is there any more questions? If not, then I'm going to thank you once again for coming. Make sure you drive home safely and wear your mask. Keep your social distancing going. And I'm going to shut down now. So again, have an awesome evening and we will see you on Thursday. Thursday is going to be very important because we're going to teach you, like I said, ways of approaching people. And if you're shy, even now, shy to even ask questions and so forth. No, it's a Q&A. Everything is a bit more technical on Thursday, right up to the point of getting people on board. Not so, you know, even as much as talking about how the mechanics of Forsage works, you know, the background and so back office and so forth. But that's all part. That's one part of it. You know, the most important part is bringing the people to the table, sharing this opportunity. And if you're not sure how, then Thursday is the place to come and find out. So again, thanks so much for coming and we'll chat to you soon. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, Brandon. Thanks.
Cheers, mate. Cheers.